Hello, welcome to another video. I'm not consistent at all, but I keep trying. So this time I'm going to talk about my Oxford experience because I'm well into the first term, right? And now it's the 7th week, so I've only got 2 more weeks remaining, and that is it. That is the first term of my 2 years finished, and I thought I would recap about some of the things that I've experienced so far and what I've learned, because there's been a lot. So firstly, the colleges. That is probably the most standout factor. And coming into Oxford, I'm not part of the biggest college at all. It's actually a very small college, but I was worried I would be missing out on the Oxford experience because it's a small college and all of this stuff. But no, not at all. There's been so much going on in my college. They've got lots of social events, and of course you meet people from other colleges and you get involved. It's all good fun. We have formals as well. That's probably the highlight. Okay, so we have formals twice a week. Me and my friends, we dress up in suits and gowns. It's a little bit pretentious, but I can't lie. It is quite fun, and the food is really nice as well. So the food is great. You dress up, drink some wine. It's all cool. Sometimes you might get pennied, which is when someone puts a penny in your drink. Then whatever is remaining in your glass, you just have to drink it. You don't have to, but you kind of have to. So yeah, definitely haven't missed out on college experiences at all. I mean, I've met some great people there. It was the first week where I met some of my closest friends, who I just hang out with quite often from my college. They have like a little common room for everyone, which is really cool. And there's a great balcony outside of the common room, and it just overlooks the quad. So that was the first moment of bonding. And after that, things just took off. So yeah, my college experience so far has been pretty awesome. I've enjoyed it a lot. I don't live there, unfortunately. It's okay though. I live on Cowley Road, which is like another very popular place for students to live. So I cycle there when I need food. They do lunch, they do dinner. The prices are pretty cheap because it's all subsidized for the students, because students ain't got no money. So it's really cool. As for my course, I've also met some great people there as well. So I hang out with them quite often. I see them quite a lot. We can talk about our work. It's people who just entirely understand the same plane. They know what you're kind of going through work-wise because they have the exact same work. So for my work, I'm doing a part-time course, so it's nothing crazy, okay? I've got some friends, like one of my college friends, he's doing the BCL, and it's one of the most challenging degrees and tests out there. But for me, with writing, it's pretty chill, and I love writing, so it doesn't really feel like work when I do it. But the people I've met have been great. The course structure is really fun, and the reading, which I will get into, is also pretty interesting as well. And for this assignment, I've done my essay on postmodernism, and then I wrote some poetry. Even though I'm far from a poet, we're actually pushed outside of our comfort zones, and I've ended up writing poetry for this assignment, which I've submitted for grading now, and we'll see how it goes, because I don't know, I don't really write poetry, and I probably need to read more of it before I actually write it. But it's too late for that now, because I've already written it and I haven't read much of it. So there you go. I probably will post my poetry on Substack after it's been graded, and then I'll probably do a video on that so you can read it. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it all on a hush at the moment, because if I share my poetry now onto Substack before it's been graded, I might get some type of like self-plagiarism thing, which is a load of nonsense, but it happens. Then again, my course, everything about it so far is good. In terms of the workload, right? The workload is manageable. Okay, it's one of the few Oxford degrees which I think is manageable. We have a pretty big reading list with there's like over 50 things to read, and they're all the full books as well. Because I mean, a lot of students I know, they have to read like 700 pages a week, which I'd say is pretty accurate for me as well. Because I mean, some of the books on our reading list are like 400, 500 pages, and we've got to complete all of these. So I'm saying we're probably expected to read around similar amount. So in that regard, I'm not missing out a lot on what to read, the amount, but the actual like coursework load is a little bit lighter, especially because it's spread out. But then again, it means I get to enjoy more of like a social aspect across Oxford, because there's so much going on. That's one thing I've noticed, is there's a crazy amount going on. There's social events, college events, sport events, just going out with friends, doing work. It's crazily hard to manage it all, but you know, you get by, and that's how it is. Another good experience was matriculation. That's probably the highlight, other than the colleges. Matriculation was really fun. So that's your rite of passage into Oxford University, where you become an official student, which is where you go in your sub-fust, which is your mortar hat. I think it's called mortarboard, something like that. And you have to wear your bow tie and your gowns, and everything's all in black. It's black tie, basically. That was awesome. So you matriculate with the college, everyone gets a portrait taken, and then you get a group photo of all the freshers, and then we all march to the Sheldonian Theatre, which is where the students matriculate. And then we're given like a little speech. There's some Latin. It's all done by the Vice Chancellor, I believe. And it's just really cool. So that happens very early on in the day. And then it just drags out into one long party. I went home pretty early for my matriculation day, I'll be honest. I was home at like 12:30, which is early because I lost my voice. I was losing my voice. My voice was gone and it left me behind. So, you know, I called it a night, but it was great fun anyway. And I was with my college friends and I was with my course friends. Everything is going on. So matriculation, that is a day to look back on and remember fondly, that's for sure. Another thing is exploration. I've had a lot of exploring just in other colleges. I've had some friends visit me as well. And I take them into the colleges. We go around. I mean, the city is beautiful, so going into the libraries, different coffee shops, book shops, all of these things, it's really nice just to have a wander around. The weather is sometimes, it's hit and miss, okay? So I arrived towards the end of summer. I didn't really know anyone then. I was on my own because uni hadn't really started. So exploration then was done solo. Now I do it with friends. It's a lot better, but don't neglect just going out on your own as well. That is a brilliant time, especially if you're just comfortable with your own silence, which sometimes I'm not. So I listen to music. Then again, sometimes I turn off the music and I just try to lock into the real world. Because I can't do that anymore like I used to. Now I want to scroll on reels or something. But that's another conversation. Exploration has been brilliant. Just walking around, chilling, everything's nice and pretty. There's some not so nice things as well, but you know, as is life. Some other things I've learned along the way. I've had to tie a tie. So a little secret is I've never tied a tie before. So I was really struggling to tie a tie the first time, but I managed to do it, and I never actually just properly untied it. I just loosened it. So now when I put on a tie, I can just slap it on and do it up. I don't have to undo it. So you need to do it once and then I'm fine. But the day that knot comes undone, I'm screwed. That's it. End of it all. And another thing is that I've come across are the stereotypes, because people have so many different stereotypes about Oxford University. I mean, I had stereotypes before I joined as well. And if I'm honest, some of them they hold true, right? You do get some like real pretentious assholes here. You get them anywhere, but here you do get some. None of my friendship group, the people I've met, especially in my college and my course, everyone is cool. Everyone is just like a normal person, but they're all very talented in their own individual areas. That's just one thing I've noticed. People love to talk about their course, and people love to listen as well. So that's really nice, is that people are passionate about what they study, and everyone's pretty ambitious as well. So that's cool. But other than that, everyone is basically just a normal person. No one is, you know, on their high horse. But of course you do. I bumped into one guy in a bar one time. Oh man, what an asshole. But I didn't tell him that. Maybe I should have. If I see him again and he's an asshole, then I'll just tell him, because sometimes these things you shouldn't contain. I'm not spreading violence, by the way. Sometimes people just need to know if they're an asshole. So there you go. Otherwise, that's basically it. So you've seen some of the clips I've added into the video, and they highlight my experience as well. So it gives you like a bit of a visual journey, so you're not just listening to me waffle. But otherwise, that is my Oxford experience so far. That is just the first term, and so much has happened. I've learned a lot, I've met some great people, and I've still got quite a few terms left to go. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, it's been a brilliant time so far, and I'm very thankful that I can actually be here. So that is all I have to say now. I've got a reading list video, which will be coming out soon, and I hope you guys, whoever wants to read, I hope you'll enjoy that as well. So peace out and take care.